Hi, hey, and hello, and welcome back for some more Sea of Thieves tips, where today we're going to cover that solo sloop life. It's no secret that many of us don't have a pirate partner to play with, and it can make playing the game that much harder having to micromanage it all on our own. That being said, we're going to cover the fundamentals you'll need to know to make that lone wolf playstyle that much easier. So let's dive in. I do want to start off by saying the fact that you're watching this video is already a good start because you understand the need for improvement, as well as the disadvantage that's implicitly built into solo slooping. It's not an opinion, it's a fact with mechanics specifically built into the game to be advantageous to have more people to assist you. So don't feel distraught, because while challenging, it can be overcome and it will feel that much more rewarding once you've got your groove. Keeping yourself organized is a surefire way to success, and it starts with your barrels. How you organize is entirely up to you, but a system nonetheless cuts down on your brain's processing time when you're in the middle of a fight, and it helps to temper that overwhelming sensation you can get when things start getting out of hand. Knowing exactly where your cursed cannonballs, your blunder bombs, or your good food is located can be the difference between life and death. A hard concept for solo sloopers to wrap their brains around is how they can't exactly play the same as those who have crews. To elaborate, because you are all that stands in between your boat sinking or swimming and have no one to rely upon to pick up the slack, it only stands to reason you aren't awarded the same freedom, for example, to willy-nilly jump off and board ships. While solo sloopers can and still should successfully do this, I'd argue saving yourself the trouble by exerting naval superiority unless the window to do so is perfect for it. Either way, playing to your circumstances and maintaining adaptability as the fights progress will ultimately lead to more victories. One of the most important things a solo slooper can do to change the outcome of their fights is gathering an ample amount of resources. Jumping off your boat as you pass by islands to gather cursed cannonballs, pineapples, chain shots, anything that stands out to grant you an edge in an otherwise disadvantageous scenario is game-changing, especially if you find yourself on a server of brigs and galleons, where well-timed chain shots and cursed cannonballs can net you the win. While we all have our favorite role we like to play, a solo slooper doesn't get to specialize. Getting comfortable with every role, even if it means messing up or having to lose to better understand how to make things right for next time, will help you grow as a player. While overwhelming at first, reframing your encounters as learning opportunities helps to keep you grounded in performing at your best. I find a great activity to practice your roles are Flameheart events. I promise you can't miss them. It's the annoying talking neocortex wannabe in the sky. Make sure to keep your anchor up at all times. While a sudden stop and lift of the anchor is fine, you never want to keep your anchor down for any reason. Immobile ships are sunken ships, and you make yourself easy prey for any passerby or crew on the approach. With it up, you can make for a swift getaway when things may look like they might take a turn for the worse. Alternatively, a popular and very useful technique that comes highly recommended is the anchor turn. To perform this, all you need to do is turn your wheel in the desired direction, hit your anchor, and once it drops, your ship will turn sharply around faster than if you tried to turn normally. Just be careful to do this when at a safe but reasonable distance. Sail management is often what everyone, solo and crew alike, tend to forget about. That being said, that doesn't mean you should. The biggest advantage to the sloop is its superior maneuverability and response times, and forgetting to manage your sails for tighter turns or for catching wind will often ruin your small windows of opportunity to capitalize on any well-placed chains or cursed cannonballs you could send the enemy's way. Alright, let's be honest. The urge to jump off your boat and board the enemy ship is real, and I can't blame you. What I can do, however, is inform you that without an ample amount of experience, it's advised you master your naval combat and defensive play first. Boarding is a high-risk, high-reward playstyle that can almost immediately sway the tide of battle, so as a solo slooper, dying is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you, because that leaves any enemy crew a full 30 seconds to poke holes in your ship and counterboard for your respawn. Even for the most experienced of players, being boarded by 3 or 4 enemies on a tiny boat leaves you little room or time to respond, and it often traps you into a spawn camp that will inevitably sink you. As you get more comfortable in your naval and apply ample cannon pressure, it is then and only then that I'd advise you to take the risk, since the enemy will be too busy repairing a broken boat to watch their ladders. As previously mentioned, boarding can be a major deciding factor in placing an enemy in an unfavorable position. The best times to do this would be after you've snapped all the masts off an enemy ship and have poked holes or thrown cursed cannonballs that subdue or force the enemy crew on the defensive. That distraction allows for you to board their ship and focus on getting their anchor down and slaying out. Assuming you've taken their whole crew out, always remember to restock any food used during the scuffle and to take any other resources you may need in case you get bamboozled. Taking advantage of your environment is considered best practices to me. Brains, not brawn, often win fights, and knowing when the right time to pick that fight can be key. Capitalizing on crews that get krakened, megalodoned, or even skelly-shipped can offer up a huge advantage against crews who are otherwise preoccupied with the RNG to notice your approach to cause havoc or reset your fight. It is important to underline that as a solo slooper, your mast is everything. Having only one is a sloop's Achilles heel, and without it, you're a sitting duck. In the event the enemy takes yours down, you should aim to catch it as soon as possible, repairing it once and immediately dropping it to regain your speed and to reset your position. After that, you can go back and repair the rest or take care of any other maintenance needed on the boat. If they successfully board your boat, there's a good chance they'll aim to anchor your ship as well, and at that point, it becomes very difficult to recover from, so make sure to keep your eyes and ears open for boarders taking advantage of their opportunity, and always remember to listen for anyone shooting out of a cannon to board your ship. Now that you're one step closer to being a true pirate legend, it's time you go out there and test your mettle with what you've learned. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can always be notified of any upcoming videos. We stream regularly on Twitch at twitch.tv/CopiousJack with all our links located down below. And remember,
it's not about the gold, it's about the glory.